you share a little bit about, working with him and how that got started?
Mel, again, I was very blessed. Like I said, I get most of my roles from straight offers rather than auditioning, because as I've stated earlier, I'm not that great at auditioning. But I guess he had seen The Princess Bride, and he thought I'd be right, given that I had a sort of Errol Flynn-y kind of vibe going at that time, and he said you'd be perfect for it. And then so I went in and met with him, and we actually cast Dave Chappelle together. We saw a lot of actors, and when Dave came in, he was just so amazing, and we knew right then and there, this guy's a star. And we had so much fun making it, because Mel is just the most positive guy. His favorite word is yes. Only occasionally we go, I don't know, but mostly it was just yes, like that, all day long. So he's all about positive affirmation, and we just had a blast making it. It was just hilarious all day long.
It seemed like you had, this an incredible cast, and just, you could just, working with that, it had to have been just fun every day shooting that thing.
No, I don't think he's happier than when he's on the set making a movie, so, and he's just a very, very sweet man. And obviously a comic giant. I grew up with his movies, probably like half of you did, Blazing Saddles, Young Frankenstein, right? Yeah. I couldn't believe that he wanted me to be a part of his legacy, so I was just thrilled. Absolutely thrilled.
All right, I want to go back to Princess Bride.
Okay.
Can we do that? Can we do that, Comicpalooza? Did you ever imagine when you guys were shooting that film that all these years later that it would be just as big as, everybody, raise your hand if you own a copy of this film. The entire room.
Wow. Okay, give yourselves a round of applause.
Did you have any idea, when we were shooting this film that, I guess you don't know,
You never know. You never know when you're making a movie. Look, no one sets out to make a bad movie, and God knows I've made a couple, But thankfully, I've been in some great ones too. So, you just never know. You never know. We had no idea it was going to turn out to be this. We were just having fun making it, and you hope for the best when you make a movie, and once you finish it, you're on to the next job, and oftentimes it's almost like half a year or a year later that the movie comes out, or you do publicity for it, and so by then you think, okay, well, hopefully this film comes together, and it has to be all the right ingredients, you're literally trying to capture lightning in a bottle. You want to get all the right people together, the right cast, the right director, the right editor, the right set designer, the right costumes, the right everything, the right music, everything. And you just never know. You just never know. So we couldn't believe it that when it came out, it just actually didn't do that well, surprisingly, because nobody knew. That's funny. It was. We were like inconceivable too. So that's funny. But the studio had no idea how to market the film, and I think that's why we had no trailer, if you can believe that. In fact, I think we had one trailer, and it was so bad they pulled it from the theater. We had no TV ads. And the studio was stumped. They had no idea how to sell it. Was it a comedy? Was it an adventure movie? Was it a fairy tale? Was it a kids movie? Was it an adults movie? They had no idea. They'd never come across a film with that many genres in it that they didn't know which one to focus on. So they ended up just focusing on the grandfather and the grandson aspect of it with the poster that they showed us, with Peter Falk and Fred Sam, which is a nice part of the story, obviously, very sweet. But when it came out, nobody really knew about it. So it came and went. It only made I think 30, the film cost 15, and back then it made like 30.8 million or something like that, which is about 60 million today. But it was like it made a little bit over half the budget, which for the studio is like, that's nothing. And they were like, whatever. And they moved on, right? And the film really found its legs in some new medium called VHS, which for you kids today is when we used to watch movies on video, right? And what happened was people started renting it, and then they would recommend it to their friends and family, and then they would buy copies and give it, I can't tell you how many. It's so sweet, people coming up with their old VHS copies for me to sign. They're all worn and everything. Like, you don't understand, Mr. Elwes, this has been in our family for 4 generations.
Was he from Texas? That accent, you know?
Yes, I'm sorry for that terrible Pakistani accent. But no, and so it's so great because these are like, for these guys, for these families that come to me with these copies, it's like their cherished thing, you know, because they've held on to it and it's something that means something to them. It's so sweet. So, you know, it's become this thing now where after it came out in VHS, it suddenly started making more money and people became more aware of it, and then it had this whole following, and now this. And I mean, I couldn't be more grateful, honestly. I think I can speak for everybody involved in the picture that we're really, honestly, we feel very blessed. So.